Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Grown Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is Monday. It's August 11th of 2025. It's 88 degrees Fahrenheit or 31 degrees Celsius. No, I didn't wind up Mr. Clock yet. It's about 6:35 p.m. in the evening. We're going to do Brian's way, Brian Batchelder's way, with just unmilled sphagnum moss. We're going to do a pull tree plus a forest repot. So let's see what we can do. Now this tree here, I pulled out of the ground, and what I liked about it is its root system. Let me put this there. Now before I do anything, today's Monday night and today is comedy night, so I'm gonna pull an Ed Norton on you as soon as I can get these on. When he was on the Honeymooners, and he was pretending to be Ralph Cramden's doctor. His famous lines were, "Don't touch me, I'm sterile." So, this one has a pretty cool trunk. And I think we can get this in a little pot. And you can see the smaller leaves there. So all we're going to do is take our ironwood tools, because you know nothing cuts wood like ironwood, and we're going to cut it right here. And I'm cutting it at about a 45. Just like that. And this we can throw on the side. And then I'll take my lipstick and a little dab will do you on the cut end, because I don't want to get it wet. There you go, and you can see with the lipstick you can hardly notice where the cut's at. There it is. That's better than cut paste or anything else. Now you can see the root system. So it's going to have to go into here, but we're going to have to cut it back. So all I'm going to do is take it right here, because I got a nice root coming out there. I'm going to take this long root coming down here. We got a lot of nice feeder roots, but you can see when I pull it out, you can see some of the roots are damaged. So we'll get that out. We'll get this out. And this root here is a nice feeder root. And let's see how we'll go into the pot. I think we can get it like that, because then we got a natural curve to the trunk. So, leaving it in the water and putting it over out of my way, which I got no place. No, I haven't had a chance to clean. Got stupid arthritis in the right hip, and I couldn't move since Friday afternoon. I just posted a couple of shorts. That's all I could do. I didn't even have a chance to work on the fish yet. So I got 2 3/4 holes with a 3/4 inch Forster bit. Put the pot down. Put it here. We're going to take our moss and stick it in. And Brian Batchelder had some beautiful, beautiful trees. I mean, with this unmilled sphagnum moss, he grew some beautiful trees, and they grew faster than if you were planting it in regular soil, bonsai mix. So, because he did bonsai mix for quite a few years, I think about 30 years or so, and then he went to this. And that was it, and that's why I'm wearing gloves, because he got an infection from the moss, but I don't know how he got it. You know, it's rare to get it, but hey, why, if you have a cut or something, so why not? So all I'm going to do is take this moss and push it in over here. Push it in right here. You can say, "Tom, you can't develop a root system with this." Yes, you can. Brian did some magnificent work, but I can't find his videos anymore on, they're on PBS, and he came out of Florida. But those of you in Florida, if you can find his channel, that would be great. But I know you can't find it on YouTube anymore. I don't know if they were recorded or what. So let's get some of this moss in here. I'm hoping I got enough moss to do the bottom floor of the forest and pull that one weed out. And I like this tree because it was growing in between the two sidewalks. And I had mulch about that thick, so it was an easy pull. So those of you with arthritis in the hands, you can always use a rock and push it down. And I put the moss between the roots to help get everything, all the air pockets out. See, that's all you got to do. Push it in. Push, push, push. And we'll try to leave this curvature of the trunk exposed, and I'll show you that after I get most of the moss in there. So I'm going to get some more over here. Pull that on. I still got some moss left. I know you can order moss in quantities, but I want to show you how Brian did it. And I had to drill those two big holes in there because that helps with the drainage. And I got 2 honey locusts with the drainage. I mean, with the unmilled sphagnum moss and 2 in regular soil. So we're going to see how they take off. So I'm really pushing it in. Take the flat end of the rock and just push. You want that in there real nice. And don't worry about the roots. With the sphagnum moss, they really recover fine, because I seen Brian's trees and he really pressed the living daylights out of this into the pot, and them trees took off. He showed when he did it and how they grew afterward. I mean, his trees were utterly, utterly fantastic. So there you go. We probably could put more in there, but I think this will suffice for now. And you can see the nice trunk on it. All that the way it grew. So you can find a tree with a nice trunk grown naturally. So keep an eye out when you go walking. Now, let's put this on the side in a little pot there. There's our forest. Now, let's see if I can get it out. Push the pot. Now, before I do anything, I'm just going to clip the forest back. It's about here. Just to give it a little sense of direction here. So I can really see what's going on. This one didn't make it, but you know, that's understandable. That can come out. This is tall. Take that one out there. Take that one out there. We still got enough time in the growing season to do it all. So, how is Tom going to get it out? With my steak fork. Like this, if I have everything in there correctly, you can see how nice it comes right out. And you can see, I don't know how any soil got in here. I probably didn't take it all out. Only got it all out. And you can see how nice the roots are. So, we got a weed growing here. So that should be an easy pull once I hold it down. Get that thing out of there. Putting all. Now you can see how the forest looks. This is like a regular way a forest would grow. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just take our ironwood tools and cut through. But not with this. I don't know how soil got into here. I got the moss in there, so I'm going to have to use these scissors to get most of the soil out. I'm just going to cut there because I don't want to ruin my ironwood cutting edge by hitting stone. I must have planted the moss over this. Just going to cut it. There we go. Cut everything through. That's That's why I got to use scissors, especially for soil. And I must have planted the moss over the soil like a dum-dum. I was probably in a hurry to plant. I got a lot of that out. I'm going to say, Tom, will this trees grow into here? They should very well grow. This I thought would grow, but it did not. So that's garbage. That was just a root that I tried to plant, but nothing ever came of it. So I got the drainage screen in there, which I don't need, but what are you gonna do? Let's see. Put that on the side. And we're gonna put this in the pure water there. Let me wipe my hands. And we'll get our unmilled sphagnum moss. Put a big gob in there. Get some more over here. Some more here. Now I know we're not going to have enough, so I still got some left. I'm going to put it in there. It'll all go inside. Let's mix it. Mix everything up so the moss gets soaked real nicely. Now I bet you with this unmilled sphagnum moss, we can really get some regular moss and put it on here, and it should grow pretty good. So here's how the trees are looking. We got double trees just like they grow in a forest randomly. So we're going to just use it like that. We're going to put the trees in there. And we're going to take some more moss. Stick it into the corners here. Because don't forget we cut it flat so there's going to be no air pockets. Really get it in there. Just like that. Now, I could have cut some more of that back, but you can always with the moss push it forward. There. Get that in like that. Don't forget on comedy night, George Burns and Gracie Allen, Jack Benny, Armis Brooks, Bob Hope, Red Skeleton. There's a host of Milton Berle, but I don't think a lot of you remember Milton, Uncle Milty. Life with Luigi, that was a good radio show. Very good radio show. I mean, why not? Why not? What a difference in the forest. That's just a piece of stuff that grows into the moss. And I'm gonna say, this isn't peat moss. This is sphagnum moss, and this grows, so they can harvest it. I know they use a lot of this in orchids, but they use it with other, to get them going and stuff. But this is unmilled sphagnum moss. Really press it in, and these roots will grow. I'll have to do an update either on a shorty on how the other ones are, honey locusts are doing. There, just like that. And you know, maples love water, and this is the perfect media for them. Just get it in there. Get them in there. Straighten them out just by pushing in, pushing in. Let's get some more of this moss in here. All you do is hold your trees and push it in with your thumb. Push it in. Yeah, I know my fingers sometimes make a better door than a window, but what are you gonna do? Fill in the gap. Little one here. And you can see all this water that's coming out onto the dish. So let's get whatever we can get left here. Put it there. Now we got to get everything pushed in. Push it in. Push it in. Push it in. Just like that. Everything's got to be tight in here. We still got a little bit of the growing season left, so whatever new growth grows, it should survive the winter months. We'll take our rock, push everything in. See, if you got arthritis in the fingers, a rock will help you. Anything flat. Once you got grandkids over that are old enough to push it in for you, God bless their souls. Let them help you out. We got two trees together. You know, with unmilsphagnum moss, you can always cut through it. With me, like a dummy, I put the soil in there. For some goofy reason, I thought I had all moss. Well, like in the words of my friend Vince that I used to work with, what are you gonna do, Tom? What are you gonna do? Nothing much, I'll tell you that. There we go. Nice and firm into the mix. You got your double trees there. Just like the seed would fall in the forest and just like it would grow, that's what you have. See that? We can always put some moss there. Let me get some of this water out of the way. Let me put this in the water here so I don't spill it. Perfect. That moss is all mixed. There we go. You can always put a rock there. You can always wash one off. We can use our rock that we used for tamping it down. Put it here. Put another one in here. Like it grew through the forest. And what can we put over here? Because this is up against the tree, so we'll have it about there. You got a double trees here, here, here. I didn't split them because, you know, in the forest they fall randomly. And that's what you want, a random fall. None of this, oh, it's got to be picture perfect. No. Well, we might just have to go with two. But we can always compensate and put something here. But what do we have? I can't put that there. And that bridge is not in shape. So we'll open up our little bag of tricks here. And since fall is coming upon us soon, because I mean everything is going through fast, we'll put our little squirrel here. And there you have it, a nice little forest setting of 5. And you can see the trees off, leaning a little bit, so what? That's the way trees grow in the woods. And Here's our other maple. You can see we cut all that off, and you can see the nice curve on the trunk. We can always put a squirrel in there, or they don't have nothing else. What are you gonna do? Got a rock here. That don't look too hot. Piece of flagstone. Nah. I'll find something later and put it on there. So, let's see. Well, in 20 minutes into the video. So everybody have a good night. Remember, it's comedy night. Put on any of your old-time radio comedy shows. Oh, here's a little stone. And we'll put it over there. Just like that. You probably can dig it in later. Just like that. Perfect. So it's comedy night. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Jack Benny, Fibber McGee and Molly, Armis Brooks. Whatever your pleasure is, go for it. Now I gotta take my gloves off, because now I'm not sterile no more, Ed Norton. Take care, everybody, and have a good night.